What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike, and joining us, as always, is my sister, Jenny.
Hey, guys.
We're here for a special New Year's Eve edition of our reaction series to Skeleton Crew.
Woo!
Been loving the show so far. The first episodes have been great. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next week at the end of every week. I was a little bit afraid that maybe it was going to fall off and maybe it was not going to be as interesting as it moved, but completely to the contrary. Every week it seems like the stakes get a little bit higher. We learn a little bit more. They advance the mystery while also creating new mysteries, so it seems like the momentum hasn't stopped. The acting is great, the sets are great, the visuals
the aesthetic,
are great.
The vibe, all of that is
great.
fantastic.
Yeah, and then I love that, like, on top of all of that, like, even though the stakes are high, like, it feels like easygoing in that, like, you're not, like, expecting, like, really, really terrible, horrible things to happen to children, you know.
Right.
But, it's the Star Wars universe, you never know. But it seems like you can just sit back and have some fun with this show and not worry too much about, these enormous galaxy-wide stakes. And you can just kind of have a fun adventure, pirate style, in the Star Wars universe.
Love that.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's 8 episodes total, which means we have 3 left. They've gone from at Akron to this, what was it?
Lanupo or something like that.
And
it
was like a pleasure planet.
Yeah.
So whether or not they're going to leave this planet or be stuck on it for this episode, we'll have to see. But it seemed like they got themselves into a
They went through
situation.
this trapdoor situation, and we don't know where they
once again, it's Wim, like, kind of just, like, not waiting. He just presses the button and launches the ship in the beginning here. He just, hits the trapdoor, and now they could be even worse off because Jod, although it seemed like he was turning on them, didn't necessarily say he wasn't going to take them back home. He was just trying to jostle for the captain role so that he could have control. He never said that he wasn't going to take them home, though.
Well, we're going to have to find out. Obviously, he's going to stay part of the story, and the kids are going to stay part of the story, so we're going to have to see what direction everybody ends up going in this week.
Can't wait to see what happens, guys. Let's watch the episode, have some fun, and we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah. Classic.
Where does it go?
I know. Into the bog of eternal stench?
Yeah. Into the garbage compactor.
Right.
Out the bottom of Cloud City. Yeah. It's just a...
KB, are you okay? What's wrong with her? Sometimes her augs go bad and then she can't move. I'm gonna reset your occipital link.
Okay. So she is, like, wired into her.
Yeah,
like,
she's a little cyborg. She's got some kind of neural connection to all the machinery.
Which goes back to Empire Strikes Back. There's that character Lobot, which is Linda's, like, butler, basically.
A lot of pirate treasure.
Oh my god. He loaded his jacket. Yeah.
Oh.
Hello. Yes. I'm glad you're here.
You're not going anywhere. Oh, we've got a very special cabin in our ship, all ready for you.
Here he is.
Down there is the biggest pile of loot you will ever lay your eye on.
Your eye.
Your eye.
33! Attack!
33's loaded down, too.
No.
Oh.
X-Wings.
Oops, X-Wings.
Pirates! They're like the ones that Kim called. She said they were called X-Wings.
X-Wings. Nice.
She said they were called X-Wings.
But John said X-Wings were bad. No, they're the good guys.
It's all a matter of perspective.
No! They left us! Perfect. So now we just need to climb back to our ship. It's impossible.
Oh.
Maybe we should consider some other options. We have to get back to the ship, right? I can't think of any other options. You can't. So you just assume there aren't any? Hey, KB, why are you... Because if you were actually interested, you'd actually be listening for once. If there's something so important that you want to tell me, then go ahead. We're not alone down here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Little garbage bots.
They could be dangerous. No, they're friendly.
Aw.
They're like little hermit crab droids.
They can help.
Yeah.
We need to climb back to the ship and up there. You're gonna fall and smash all the bones in your body. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You are doing this stupid baby fight with you.
Stop fighting! Stop it. Okay? We all need to work together to get back to the ship.
Neil the Peacemaker.
Yeah. Neil's a good
We
soul.
can follow them to someone who can help. I guess we're splitting up. Fine. I guess we are. But we'll already be at the ship waiting for you.
For his heinous crimes, I sentence him to death by airlock.
Ooh.
What of equal time? Right of last appeal. So says the Pirate's Code.
The right of last appeal must be honored. Equal time.
Equal time will now begin.
Nice. That's like a spotchka hourglass.
What if there were a place where you didn't have to divvy up your take because your take never ran out? Just imagine.
He's gonna get them all to follow him.
That glowweed plantation we all know you're saving up for. Imagine if you could buy yourself an entire ocean.
That'd be something.
A virgin gleam of brand new Old Republic credits.
Just like the creds them brats were flashing. I told you they were real.
They're real. I know where they make them because I heard it from Tak Rennet himself.
Tak Rennet is dead.
Tak Rennet soared away, away.
Nice.
Aboard the Onyx Cinder.
It's an old pirate song they all know.
Never was he seen again. What's the last line?
For at Atten, he did plunder.
For at Atten he did plunder. Come with me. I'll give you the entire Griffin galaxy.
Oh boy.
Time's up. We'll go see this at Atten. If there's no treasure, you're going for a little ride.
They're so cute.
They really are.
Kimmy, what's wrong? I can't move. My ogs are corroded. What should I do? Gather some droid servos, and maybe we can fix it. Okay.
Fern, wait! Slow down!
Climbing is easy. Step by step, it's not that hard.
It is for me. I can't reach between the
Oh,
rocks.
this is scary.
But not everyone can do things the same way you can.
Baby! Have you ever done this before? Sort of. Is this why you didn't want to climb? You could have just told Fern. Sometimes she's not exactly living in the real world herself. Ever since my accident, Fern always assumed I could do anything she could. Like I'm not different. Can you pull out the resonator housing?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Threw a bunch of steam.
Oh my
climbed the
goodness.
cliff. She doesn't have patience for that. You know how she is. I'll have zero friends again.
Oh.
It's interesting how they're treating her like cybernetics is almost like a wheelchair,
Yeah.
or like a handicap of some kind,
Exactly.
or she feels like it's a handicap.
She's being kept mobile and potentially even kept alive by these cybernetics.
Now pour into the mold.
Oh shit, no way.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is very advanced.
Yeah. Doing some metallurgy here.
Confused.
Cold enough to touch already? No. She's gonna be okay? She's just rebooting.
She's just relieved, right?
She's just rebooting. Yes.
There we go.
Yes. All right. Okay. Just holding my breath there for a second.
Yeah.
That was close. To what?
Nice job, Wim.
Anyway, thanks, Jedi.
Oh, that's cute.
It's like the nicest thing she could have said to him.
Yes, dude. You a little bit feel like a hero, man.
Hey, B, wait up!
Ha.
And step!
Nice. Okay, cool.
All right.
She's
She's showing some strong leadership.
There you go. Also, Neil overcoming his fears.
Yeah.
Follow. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, it's the mother of all the trash crabs.
Oh, cool, man.
I think we're food. Get ready to jump for it!
What? No way.
Wow. That was bold.
Woo. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh.
Nick of time.
Oh no.
Neil, that was amazing! We're getting good at falling.
Anne,
Aw, group hug.
we made a new microfiche for her resonator housing and then you saved us! I'm sorry, I was being
No, you were amazing!
KB, I am so sorry for not listening.
No, I'm sorry. I was afraid to tell you when there's things I can't do.
It's okay. You're my best friend. My best friend.
Do you guys hear that?
Oh my goodness.
We gotta save our ship! Anybody know how to start this thing?
I watched 33 and Jaw do it. I think it was something like this.
Oh no. Yeah, she remembers the whole sequence.
Yeah.
Wait, KB, who's gonna fly the ship? You are.
Oh, okay.
Me? You did it before with John. Just do it again.
Just wiggle it and evade.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll see if I can shoot that thing off.
I'll steer. Neil, you hit the throttle.
Throttle.
Teamwork.
Nice. Nope, nope, nope.
We're stuck. I can give you one last turn. Yes, do it, KB.
Nice. This is like from Solo, where they're getting pulled into the maw.
Yep.
Ah, it's jumped on too hard.
They need some coaxium.
The emergency
So-
hall demolition sequencer.
That 33 said never to touch.
Don't press the button.
You can never, ever touch it.
Touch it.
Doesn't look like you have a lot of options, kids.
Oh no. Push it.
Do it.
Nice. Oh my god, it's like shedding its skin.
Yeah.
Almost. Oh my goodness. No way.
That was amazing.
Nice. Cool, I like the way this... Now it looks more familiar to the Star Wars universe. I hope that thing is space worthy after getting its skin ripped off. Wow. That was the Bryce Dallas Howard episode.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
That makes sense. The team family vibes.
Yeah.
I could tell. This was like the episode where all of the kids like did a little bit of personal growth.
Yeah.
Like
each one.
They split up, did a little bit of personal growth, and then came back together stronger in the end, like as a unit, as a team, finally, like recognizing their own strengths.
Fern learned she needs to listen more. KB learned she needs to be able to admit when there are things she can't do. Neil learned to face his fears, and Wim learned some new skills. He learned that there's some stuff he can do, some confidence maybe.
Yes.
After having helped KB through this crisis.
Yes, and some personal fulfillment getting to like, because in the beginning in class when he was like, when they were like, what do you want to be for career day or whatever, and he was like, I just want to help people.
Yeah.
And
in
here
this episode he got to do that.
Got to like live out his dream a little bit. And yeah, so seeing Neil overcome his fears, and Fern learn how to like be a better leader.
Yeah.
It was all just very complete the way they got to like go on a little bit of a personal journey each.
And then they came back together and showed great teamwork at the end by the time they got back to the ship.
Yeah. And then as usual, there's like great creature stuff in Star Wars. And we had trash crabs in this, which is
including
a new thing.
a giant mother trash crab.
Yeah, which was, again, like we've seen things in Mandalorian Season 3. There's that like, there's little hermit crabs on the beach, and then in Ahsoka they had those little creatures that were like leading them to the village.
This made me think of like every movie, like Alien even, where there are like the little aliens that lead you to the big mother alien, or like the spiders that lead you to the big mother spider in the cave. It's like every movie and show has some version of that.
Yeah,
you know?
And it was just good. You know, obviously some practical, some CGI. However they're doing it, there's very little of like, oh, that looks iffy. Like all of it is like, whoa, cool, look at that.
Yeah, their budget went to good use.
It looks good. And then on top of that, we have the pirates and Jod convincing them to not kill him and to go check out this Atten situation. And in the previous episode, I kind of was like, I feel like the arc for Jod or Dash or
whatever his
Crimson
name
Jack,
is,
whatever you want to call him, could be the like he's gonna have an opportunity to like do the right thing for the kids, as opposed to like having the treasure or something, and it would show some growth on his part.
Yeah.
But you know, it still seems mysterious, his motivations and his like why he'll show a little bit of force usage to a kid like Wim and like pull his little space iPad into his hands and be like, okay, he can use the force, but he's completely like no force usage around pirates whatsoever.
No.
Like that, he doesn't let on to the fact that he could have easily defended himself with around these dumb pirates using the force by now, but he still hasn't. So there's a reason why. Obviously, just beyond the like is because we haven't learned really his past and where he came from. It's just sort of this hint of like, was he a Jedi in training? Was he a Padawan?
Right.
Did he see Order 66 and like get hunted down? Did he have to like remove all, no, can't use the Force ever because you'll just get hunted down?
Right.
Like, is that why he's, but then
surely we'll find out more about his backstory at some point in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, but then again, if you were that secretive with his Force usage, would he then go ahead and be so careless as to just show a bunch of kids that could be like easily like, we saw you use the Force? They would like give him up. So it's like there's seems to be something more there. Yeah, and like maybe his motivations are still a little foggy. But because right now it is just sort of that black and white, like he just wants treasure, just wants booty.
Or at least he's just looking out for himself kind of
even
feel.
Climbing out of that.
I feel like there has to be some kind of redemption arc
sewer,
for him.
He just had like all the gold chains around his neck, and it was like, is he really just
Which
filling
makes
his
me
pockets with
wonder
gold?
what happened to that lightsaber, because he came out with the lightsaber and laden down with pirate treasure, and obviously all the treasure has been stripped off of him.
Yeah.
Has he hidden the lightsaber away in his clothes somewhere?
I feel like there was a moment there where it got pulled out and it was just kind of like part of the booty. Like we've kind of seen that before in Clone Wars. I think a couple other places where they show lightsabers to not really be that interesting of a tech to most people in the universe. They're like, that's kind of an ancient weapon. It's not really, it's not considered special to a non-Jedi.
Right.
Because you can't really wield it the way it needs to be wielded unless you have, training with it.
Sure.
So I think it's been shown to be kind of like it's not worth that much. Like,
still curious what happened to that.
But then, it does also seem one of those like rare items that you think some people would want to get their hands on.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of answers that we need, I feel like, because we didn't learn anything new about At-Atin's supervisor situation.
Yeah.
And Wim's dad and Fern's mom were kind of like plotting to go, get a code and break in or whatever, or something like that. But then we never saw any more of it in the last episode or this one. So there's with 2 episodes left, like I can see them wrapping this up, but they've, we gotta piece everything together. I mean, it seems like they're probably just going to be headed back to At-Atin one way or another with the pirates on their tail.
Well, the pirate, Jod has his coordinates that he got from Tack Renard, and then KB says she has them in her brain, in her head now.
Yeah.
So both parties seem to have a lead on how to get back to At-Atin, and maybe that's where we'll, in the next 2 episodes where we'll conclude our story back where we began.
One thing I was thinking about was that in that episode where they were fighting on Akron with the warring factions and the little child army or whatever they were, or at least that young girl was part of the army.
Yeah.
She specifically showed Neil the big gun that they had inside of the school or whatever area that was. So it's like, is that going to be some inside information that only Neil knows now? Where they're going to be like, the pirates are here, they're going to blow up At-Atin, and then Neil's going to be like,
this.
I know where this big ass gun is, and he's going to pull it out and be like, Neil, how did you know that? He's like, well,
I have my ways.
Yeah, and also the whole like Neil and Wim in the beginning being kind of like the best friends that are like dreaming of being Jedi. The way that KB was like, thanks, Jedi, like, it gave that, like, wink, wink, like, you're a hero.
Yeah.
You are a Jedi in that sense. Like, you did what the Jedi would do. Like, you helped a person in need. Like,
yeah. One thing I want to touch on...
And Neil was also, I'm sorry, as a peacemaker, he was like, stop fighting. Like, he's the one that wants to, like, end the war, end the fighting, be the peacemaker. And that's also very Jedi-like. So I was like, it's funny how, like...
They're exhibiting the right characters.
They have what it takes to be Jedi. Like,
for sure.
All 4 of the kids have displayed those. So it's,
One thing I wanted to mention that was really fascinating in this episode was that we learned more about KB's relationship to her cybernetics.
Yes.
She apparently had some kind of accident, which we can presume was life-threatening or at least would have left her immobile. Somewhere in that paralyzed and or dead.
Oh, that's right. Because she kept saying like, I can't move, and it was because of her cybernetics malfunctioning. So it's like, oh, maybe she is paralyzed.
And she said since my accident, so she had some kind of event happen to her. But you referred to the cybernetics as almost like a wheelchair.
Yeah,
it literally is like a mobility.
If we were on Earth here, it'd be one of those like, oh, I don't want Fern to like, be like, oh, don't come, like, I don't want you to like hold us back with your, because it would be the equivalent of like your friend in the wheelchair who doesn't want to be ashamed of their situation.
But in the same sense that very often someone in a wheelchair might refer to the wheelchair as part of them.
Yeah.
Her cybernetics literally are part of her. They're hardwired into her brain.
Yeah.
And this is very interesting because it's an asset for her.
Yes.
She's able to maintain or to retain all this information that she got from watching Jod do the flight sequence. She has the coordinates in her brain.
I love that.
That this is actually not a hindrance, but an asset.
Yes, I love that message too, because it is very much like it's not a handicap. It's something that's like a
superpower.
You have something that other people don't have. Yeah, exactly. And it's they were like, do you remember what Jod did in the ship? She was like, I think it was something like this. Beep boop 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 boop. And it was like, okay,
yeah, she's got it.
So yeah, no, she's far from not having what it takes.
Yeah, I thought that was really well handled.
Yeah, and I like now that like the kids don't feel like the animosity that was there in the beginning where they were like the usual just, competing against one another and all that. At the end of this, it really felt like they were like a team.
Yeah.
And they all they group hugged and everything, and it was like they felt like there was cohesion there. So I feel like the last couple episodes moving forward will have that the kids will all be there for each other always, and they're going to be a
good team. They've learned to be a team in the course of this episode.
Yeah, guys, it's fun. It's a bummer that there's only 2 episodes left, because it seems like, you know, you've just established these characters like Crimson Jack and this team of kids and this band of pirates and all of these new worlds. It's like, this seems like it would be a really easy thing to do, like an ongoing, because you know what, one thing that this show kind of reminds me of is like a Clone Wars or Rebels type show where there's like a week to week kind of just like, oh, there's a big creature in this episode that's a giant hermit crab, and it's this, that's very Star Wars, like big creatures. And oftentimes they save those big enormous creatures for the animated shows because they're harder to do in a live action show. But here, like, they made that crab situation work. So it was like, I love how this show kind of reminds me of a like watching Rebels or one of those animated shows, just in terms of it's appealing to kids, and it has that week to week feel to it. So I don't know what we're going to learn more about if there is a potential second season of this. I know there's been a lot of budgetary talk around Andor and the Acolyte and Disney and all this. So I'm just glad that we're watching Star Wars and enjoying it, and everybody is kind of on the same page with this one, and that to me feels great. Wonderful. Again, having everybody agree, like, yeah, this is fun. Like, let's just have some fun watching some Star Wars and not think too hard about it.
Yeah.
So guys, I appreciate it. Bryce Dallas Howard did a great job on this episode. It was a good one. We'll have to come back in the next couple of weeks and see. It's not like a 2-episode finale, right?
I think it's just 2 episodes.
2 individual episodes.
Yeah.
What was the length of this one? This one was, I mean, it's
a
shorter one than the other ones, yeah. So like we say it week after week, where it's like I prefer longer to shorter, because I mean it's content, we can absorb it, and it always feels a little bit short. But I haven't had
But they fit a lot of character development into a short.
I haven't had
episode
any
this
problem
week.
with the pacings in the
Yeah,
show.
it's been great.
It has felt like it's progressed along. A couple places here and there it might drag a little bit, but not. It's not significant.
Not enough to let you drop out of the action or out of the pace of the
Guys,
story.
we'd love to hear what your thoughts on this episode. Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see the reaction fully unedited in watch-along style, you can go to patreon.com/JediJive. That's where we put them up. We'll see you next week.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Peace.